Walter, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. That was a great webinar. Thank you for
You're welcome.
providing that. So I had a question. I had a scenario a couple months ago where we were at I work near a lake up here, and the water district runs the lake, and they had this call come out about a trespass. So we show up, and I guess the water district, it on the map it does say it's public land, but the water district manages this parking lot at the launch ramp for boats,
Yeah.
and they manage the ingress and egress of all the traffic that comes in there. They had an issue where this guy comes in and he says that it's public land, that he's allowed to be in there, and that he can't be told to leave. And the water district had informed him that there was a sign at the front that said it's open for boating traffic only, which in other days when it's not as busy, they allowed the public to do park in there.
Yeah.
But that particular day, they tried to tell him, no, we've changed it to boating traffic only. We've got a sign in the front. And he refused to leave after being told by the water district to leave. So, based off of your webinar, they are the agent that is managing that public land. He was refused to leave. We got called, and we were kind of stumped because when we checked it like on a map called Onyx Maps, it
Hmm.
does show that it's public land. So we're kind of stumped, but then we kind of went off of, well, they manage this, and they manage the ingress and egress of everybody that comes in there. So we told them they want you trespass and you have to leave. He refused to leave, and that's when we kind of detained him. And based off of I think my question was based off of what you had mentioned earlier. We were good to go ahead and detain him because he refused to leave. Correct?
Yeah, but I do have concerns that, at the end of the day, that's really is public lands, right? I mean, so you feel confident though, based on what you see out there, the signs, the personnel, that
Mhm.
that water district owns that piece of land. That's not a piece of public land, right?
Uh, well, on the map, it's charted to where they own up to like the water's edge, and then along the shoreline it shows that it's public, but it is fenced. I mean, there's a fence that goes around the parking lot. They have a booth that and a gate that they open and close, and then they have a booth that everyone has to drive by.
You have to pay
But
money. You have to pay money to get in there.
you don't have to pay money to get in there, but it's if they want to launch, they have to have a lake use permit, etc.
Right.
So it's it's like they call it a public launch ramp, but you do have to pay to be able to launch.
Right. You're paying them. You're paying the water district money.
Correct.
Okay, and it goes to them, right? It's not a public launch. It's at the end of the day, it's a private launch, right?
Essentially, yes, because it's run through the
Essentially.
municipal water district.
Oh, but the municipality owns the lake. Ultimately, the
Yes,
the lake is also government owned.
correct.
And this guy wanted to just like do hikes and stuff like that. He just wants to park his
He,
car there and do some hikes.
yeah, he's kind of almost like that, like phone in your face kind of auditor
Yeah.
guy, but he's tried to say that he just wanted to park in there and walk his dog, but I mean,
Yeah.
he was just causing a scene.
Look, I can look. I wish I had. Some of these issues are very murky. Okay, I can only tell you what I would have done, and you're not. This is not what you guys did. Me personally, would not have enough confidence that that area is really private. It seems more like a public park, in a public parking spot,
Mhm.
because the map Onyx said that that's a public property, and
Yes.
therefore, if he wants to park there and use it for lawful purposes, like, well, I guess back up. So when he came in there, was it kind of clear that it was only for boat launching? That like the signs are all like launching only, or was it unclear?
Yes. There is a large sign that says for boating purposes, for boating parking only. So as you
Okay,
mentioned earlier,
fine,
he wasn't in there for boating related
fine,
activity. So and he was
fine,
asked
fine.
to leave.
Yeah. Look, that's probably what saved it for me is that a reasonable person realized that at the end of the day, if it's for boating, he's not there boating, so
Mhm.
he's not using that facility for its intended purpose, right?
Correct.
But I would be if it wasn't for that fact, I would be kind of more hesitant on it and maybe reserve enforcement until I got more clarification from the city or whoever that we actually can enforce trespass here for a guy who's simply using the facilities as a public person. You know what I mean? It
Mhm.
looks more like a park to me, like a parking spot for a park, a recreational area than but for public, anyway, you right. But if it's for boating and that's what it says, then I guess it's, I'd like to see what the prosecutor said on it though, because
Mm.
it seems a little murky.
Yeah, it was tough. But your webinar definitely helps us, or helped me after today, understand more things of what to look for. So no, I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thank you so much.
I wish I had more black and white on it. You're welcome, Walter.